I hope I'm audible. Uh, so these are two pieces that I'll be performing. The first is very much regarding, I mean, related to the socio-economic things that are happening around us to this day. So this is basically a countdown. So it's titled as Tick Tick Boom. Oh, it's fine. Thank you. ये बढ़िया रहेगा. Thank you. So Tick Tick Boom. 10. 10 is the minutes of standard response time for an ambulance in India, urban or rural India nonetheless. And in these 10 minutes, don't be surprised to see sirens being silenced by convoys of your favorite politicians. On tax roads stitched raggedly from tar, papers burned in constitution, cement, and quiet fraud. 10 is the number of minutes that decide if a body remains a person or becomes a statistic. 9. 9 months a mother nourishes a life in the dark. 9 planets a circle a patient sun. 9 nights Odin hung from Yggdrasil for wisdom. 9 forms of Devi Durga worshipped in devotion. Devotion. Devoid of religion, are you even human? Every 8 minutes, a child disappears in my India, vanishes between headlines of members of Constitution begging for free tickets to IPL matches. Double it. Not the tickets, the number 16 minutes. And somewhere a rape is written in bloodied ink that never dries. 8 minutes is all it takes to notice the sun may die to feel warmth withdraw from a world like blood from cooling skin. 7. They say a life rewinds itself, frame by frame, fragile. 7 days to create a world, 7 sins that no longer scare. 7 heavens promised, 7 hells ignored. Nobody has ever understood life, but should it be without remorse? Six pallets on our tongue, 6 seasons that turn and turn like a prayer wheel, 6 days in a work week, or one day to laugh and live. On Sundays, we have no will. 5 senses we have been gifted with to witness truth. 5, the number of months a baby survived before being sexually assaulted by perverts in Dharma. The same Dharma for which 5 Pandavas stood up in arms. 4 minutes after a heart falls silent, before the brain begins to forget itself, 4 minutes to act or to lose someone forever. 4 wars fought with our neighbors 1947, 65, 71, 99. We never the first to strike, but always the last to bleed. We are a goat nation surrounded by foxes and hyenas in sheepskins, ready to scavenge once our horns are down. Three. Three kinds of food: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Three pursuits: dharma, artha, kama. Before even one even dreams of moksha. Third world, they keep calling us as if neutrality is a weakness. And now we develop while others sprint far ahead and we bicker at the start line of dividing gods and borders. Every 3 minutes, a life behind us ends on our streets. Sometimes in a crash, sometimes swallowed by a pothole, sometimes beneath a bridge that forgot it was meant to stand. Two. Two bombs fell on Japan. Correction, two bombs dropped on Japan by hands that finish folks and call themselves first. Two sides to every argument, but every argument is a fucking joke. Two ideologies to run a nation, pressing nota is another option. But even if 1,499,999,999 people were to vote nota, that one single vote of yours would rule chaos. I ponder if only choices were simple like ones and zeros, Shiva and Shakti, yin and yang. 1 minute, 100 flights burn through the sky, 250 babies into existence cry, 500,000 tweets, 5 million Google searches, 70 million messages, 500 million cells repeat and replace one infinitesimal cosmic reaction. 1 minute. Zero. Zero idea I have of what's going to happen at the end of this countdown. So this was Tick Tick Boom, and the next is something which I think most people would relate if they are single right now, but they have been loved previously. So this, so this is the premise. Everyone, yeah. So this is, huh? Okay. So this is the premise of the premise of pre-loved people. So हुआ क्या था कि हम एक ग्रुप में बात कर रहे थे एंड अ पर्सन वांटेड टू बाय सम बुक्स एंड जो सेकंड हैंड बुक्स रहती है सो देयर इज अ टर्मिनोलॉजी कॉल्ड एज प्री लव्ड आइटम्स और प्री लव्ड थिंग्स देयर आर ग्रुप्स फॉर दोस सो मैंने बस एक जोक मारा उस ग्रुप में कि उस लिस्ट में इंसानों को ऐड कर सकते हैं क्या तो another person said ki maybe this could be a poem perhaps so this is the premise of pre-loved people. Conversations ran in a little group where a friend of a friend asked if there was someone for them to buy books. That friend of a friend said they were looking for a good price on second-hand books if only they had intact spines. Another friend of a friend informed us of another group for pre-loved items and misfit toys, told us he would give it a look. I pondered if people could be enlisted in this pre-loved item, struck another conversation of breathing into other people, pre-loved people. As I turned back from the window, you asked me what happens to pre-loved people afterwards. I wish I had said that they gather on a Saturday in the evening when winds sound sharp like slammed doors and unread messages. I wished I had said that they gather in grief, a mass of misery and repetition with rusting mouth organs, patiently waiting their turn to taste new lips and ammunitionless guns. I wish I had said I'd like to pray for the grief that they carry between their teeth, so clenched, and their tear stained pillows that I've once seen their lovers for their coffee stained eyes and fallen for them just before the sun streaked in through the blinds. I wished I had said that there's still someone after them. But what does one say to those people that they have never known? So, so in their stead, I tell you, for you are the only one I have known all this while. I have seen your back melting in the heat of a never ending summer as the curtains caught fire, as you lay bare on the floor, tattooing her name into the sky. I have seen you flick away your tongue into the trash bin as she explained why it wasn't you, but it was her and her only sin. I have felt the butterflies in your stomach decay. I have felt hope erode away slowly on a rope that your hands couldn't keep with. In their stead, I would tell you that you aren't dead. I see your shirt on the floor every day. There's shaving cream on the mirror by the bathroom wall. There's a jar of cold water by the window. There's your favorite cookies in the cupboard. There's my number in your phone. There's a paper for you to write on. And I know that grief can't be organized into neat little columns and tragedy cannot be scheduled on a Tuesday afternoon. I want you to know this that alone doesn't mean being abandoned. That behind that behind slammed doors and unread messages, the sunlight is heavy on the floor. And curtains are monsters, for they don't allow men to weep behind them. I've seen you pry open your ribs at 3:56 a.m. in the morning to let go of grief, to let go of the maroon sweatshirt she gifted you. You should be allowed to cross your part of the river. You should be allowed to rise up from this gutter of grief. For it isn't surgical, it isn't articulate and yearnful as they make it to be. Letting go is primal. It's drowning your lungs with recordings of their laughter. It's bleeding exhaustion arrives after repeated emotional reconstruction. It's being stung from pages, still holding dried up roses, like dying and re-dying every day without receiving a burial. I know you have survived an apocalypse. I beg you to start again with the simplest of things. Step back into human emotions, walk out this door and into the garden outside. Fall for yourself before the sun rays do. Slowly, you will know as a smile grows on your lips. And I tell you all of this standing in front of a mirror. She is a grave you no longer have to visit.